Okay guys, we are now on to collar part 2. So we've essentially already did our provisional cast on, knit all the way across, then we're about to go the other way. So I want you to notice where your original tail is. I've already put my stitches on hold. I've taken them off of the needles, and the reason for that is because we're gonna actually use the needles for this section. Note that normally when we do a provisional cast on, you should be able to zip these pretty quickly, but because we've done a rib stitch, it is not easy, and it means you have to pick back every single time. So for this sample, I have cast on 12 stitches, and you will notice that I'm going to do something special because sometimes in the provisional cast on it can be easy to lose one stitch, but I'm actually going to show you how to be able to save that right away. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tail, which is my original cast on tail, and I'm going to actually weave it in. So there's no right or rhyme, no right or wrong reason for this. So I'm just gonna essentially just pick it back a few, just kind of tie it in. That way it's kind of locked in place and I have it prepped and ready. It doesn't have to be super fancy or anything like that. It should just help to lock that in. From there, I'm going to undo my provisional cast on and we're going to take these back one by one. So I already have my circular needles. I'm using bigger needles to be able to show you guys. I'm obviously using thicker yarn as well, but this is a really tedious process. So just chill out and do it as you go. Make sure that you have a lot of light to be able to make sure that you're picking up all of those stitches. So I'm going to turn it this way, and we're essentially going to unzip this one and pick up every single stitch as we go. So I did a few extra cast-ons. So the first one, this is actually our first stitch. This is a reason why I actually put that end in. So you can do it before or not, but I'm just going to pull that one out. That is actually our first stitch. From there, this is our second stitch. So I'm going to pull that out and strap it on. And it does, and what I mean that you have to pick back, it's because it has to go in and out multiple times. So I'm going to go over here, unlock that stitch up top, and then pull it through the back, holding on to that stitch as I go, because that's a stitch that you're then going to place on your needles. You're going to essentially do this all the way across. Sometimes I get confused of which way that tail is going to go. Don't worry. Knitting is supposed to take time. It is worth the wait. So keep picking back, place it on. Unzip, hold that stitch, take the yarn out, take it out the other side. So that stitch is just flying right there. Place it onto your needles. Unzip, hold that stitch, pick, 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 pick. Has to go through the other way as well. Place it on, unzip that one top one. Sorry if it's a little bit confusing because there's a lot of yarn. I'm so excited that you guys are doing this cal with me, I'm not gonna lie. I promise that the first couple weeks are the hardest part, and then once we get to the body, this is going to fly for you. So again, I'm gonna find that stitch. Pray that I'm pulling on the right side, which I wasn't. Oh, it's because I was holding on to it, Chantal. You got too excited. Come to me. If you start finding that this just becomes more tedious, you can clip this tail so that you don't have to pull as much through it. Y'all, I am shaken. I never do videos because they freak me out. Or tutorials, I guess you could say. And again, I'm finding that stitch, inserting, oh man, that was a way better angle. Why wasn't I doing that before? Don't lose it. Sorry, my phone went haywire. And again. I was on a roll the first bit, guys. I was going so smooth. Gosh, I hope this is making sense. Again, that little hole right there. Come on. I am going to quickly cut or not. See, it's not exactly a fun process, but it'll be worth it. So as I'm getting near my end, I'm going to count how many stitches I have. So I'm getting close. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Again, that first one we got. So it's just this last little fucker. Oh, there's a spinelli. So we see that last little stitch right there. I'm going to actually enter that stitch right away. Ta-da! From there, you have a provisional cast on. Now, I did leave that tail really long so you could still see what side you were going to start knitting from. If you take a look at the photo in the pattern, you'll see a big long tail from your previous cast on. This is the side that we want to actually start knitting from. So we're gonna knit this way. So because I'm on my circular needles, I'm going to transfer them over. Clip, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. Meaning that you are ready to knit. So I can't remember which one it is, the first one. Come back. Yeah, that's my first one. And then we are going to work these stitches all the way across, back, all the way across, all the way across, back, 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 back. So yeah, essentially you are going to be looking for that original cast on tail, then go away from it. And then you'll have two little matching cast on tails like close by each other. I hope that helps. Gosh, I hope that helps. If it doesn't, send me a message.